7:29. Welcome back to ARC Salt Lake, where we cover authentic, relevant, and community stories. The Utah Jazz have announced that this is the final season that you will hear the famous voice of public address announcer Dan Roberts inside the Delta Center.
The Jazz are definitely community news, and Roberts is the longest-serving PA announcer in the NBA. And Kristen, you had a chance to sit down. I think we've all met Dan and talked with him over the years.
We've all heard his voice throughout these years. I mean, 45 years, 4+ decades with the Jazz franchise. That's a long time. So he's announced every NBA name that's pretty much played in Salt Lake City, from Pistol Pete Maravich to Magic Johnson, you name it. He's known and loved by the players and the coaches and fans. The mailman even gave him a shout out. So I sat down with him and take a listen to this.
You know, I'm in the right spot.
You're
Plus
in the
my
best
score's
spot.
right. Yeah, I'm in the best spot. And I get paid to sit there too, so that worked out.
Can you believe you've been paid to sit there for how many years? I mean, this is amazing.
All that time, It was nickels and dimes to start with, but it's evolved.
But you've seen literally the best of the best.
I mean, Magic and Bird in the Final Four in '79. That was the beginning of the NBA right then, in my opinion.
What are some of those most memorable moments? I know it's so hard throughout your career to even pinpoint, but the first thing that pops to your mind that you're going to say, this is something that I will always cherish.
Too many of those. There's so many to cherish that I don't think I could nail down one specific.
What was it like to cover that team, the Stockton, the Malone era?
It was great. It was the highlight of my career, without a moment's hesitation. The two of them together, I went through, again, both their entire careers, and the end result of that was a good start to finish. And if you saw the 50-year movie, or the 50-year deal, Carl mentioned me at the end of it, which I thought was very cool. He said, I remember Hot Rod and Mr. Dan Roberts, and that blew me away. That was very cool.
So memorable.
Yeah.
How about the two finals, trips to the finals as well? Where is that on your list?
That was up there. It just broke my heart to lose, and Michael beat us 2 years in a row, basically. The second one, when he pushed Brian Russell out of the way, was just a mind boggle. But I remember distinctly, I was watching that, and all of a sudden, I watched the replay of it, and Bob Costas threw it to me to announce the fact that the trophy was going to be given away, and I forgot all about that happening. But I did it, and it was just a quick announcement. But it was just
caught in the moment.
Yeah, precisely.
What was Jordan like? Did he ever come up and acknowledge you?
No, I stayed as far away from him as I could get. He was just, his intensity, you could feel 15 feet away. And as a consequence, the one game I watched him when he had the temperature that was, 105, 104, something like that,
game.
when they helped him out, I mean, he scored 30 points doing that too at the same time. He's my most incredible player.
That you've seen throughout your career. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
What was the closest feeling that brought you back to that moment of the Stockton Malone era in recent days? Was there a feeling, a team chemistry or anything in recent years?
No.
Donovan Mitchell days or anything like that?
Well,
You got
Donovan,
excited
yeah,
about?
but they were all single. I mean, Carl and John were a couple.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that.
And
right.
Donovan, well, I had a great relationship with Donovan. He and I had he was extremely decent human being to me in the court and stuff. And whenever they come in, when Cleveland comes in, he's always giving me a hug and stuff, and that's cool. I mean, he has enough inside him to remember how I started with him and stuff as a rookie, and he's major as far as that goes. I could put him up with Carl and John.
Wow.
And just the front row seat he always had, seeing everything.
Best seat.
And I've only been courtside, I think, once. And it's a whole different perspective.
It is. You hear things that you won't hear in the rest of the bowl.
Well, and he's part of the Jazz organization, so he gets to know these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he becomes friends with them.
And think about just how many people he has gotten to know and see throughout the years. And that was just a little sprinkle, I feel like. And it's hard to go, how do you cover 45 years and remember everything? I could sit there with him for hours, really, and just go through like this person. And we didn't even get to Kobe Bryant, right? And But I love how he's honest too with the new
Jordan?
guys. He's
so intense.
Jordan's so intense, and then the modern day guys. It was hard for him to come up with exact names compared to the years with Stockton and Malone, right? Like it's hard to compare.
Yeah.
But gosh.
And then he also went through both All-Star games.
Both All-Star games, yes, he did. That was pretty cool. The first one back in '93, and he also is very honest with me on that one too. So we'll help you take a listen to that. Looking at the All-Star games that came here, not one but two. How was that for you to be a part of?
This one here was boring as hell.
I love your honesty. Oh my gosh.
It was awful. The first one, when we played, I mean, we had a game, and the game was in the arena, and the game was them against them, and the game basically was played as a game. The other thing that was significant about that, Boys to Men sang the anthem, and it gave me the chills. They were so good. It was unbelievable. But the game itself was amazing because it was the second year the building was open, basically, and Carl and John won. It was just all well planned out, if in fact it was. But the second All-Star game was just crap. It's difficult to watch guys just take long shots, and there's no competitiveness. There's no offense, defense. I just did not like it.
Yeah, the game's changed a lot throughout the years.
They all fear about getting hurt and stuff, but at the same time, if they take care of themselves or watch what's going on, I mean, the crowd was up in it, but you're talking about a younger group of people who look long and far away for long shots and that type of crap. But I look for competitiveness. That All-Star game, the first one that we did with Carl and John, was outstanding. It was just an amazing moment. I loved that. That to me would be a particular highlight.
Back.
No, he doesn't. And I would agree with him. All the changes they've made with the All-Star game. I mean, there are some fun things that go on, obviously, but the game part of it is just kind of the anticlimactic part.
Yeah,
right.
Especially compared to back in the day.
He's a fan of the old days.
Yep.
Go figure, right? He started at the very beginning and saw this franchise grow. And the players that were a part of that, right? It's hard to beat the Mailman days and the Stockton and Malone heydays, right? But different basketball than what we're seeing now, and I just love his brutal honesty.
I do too.
He's amazing.
Well, you have some time with the Utah Jazz as well.
Yeah.
And did you get to know him all that well?
So I didn't get to know him as well as the actual traveling broadcast crew because we always were on the road.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually was laughing with Dan Roberts too because Ron Boone is one of the members of the traveling broadcast crew, and he's known as 1041 straight games, 1,041 straight games that he played as a player and never missed. And when I talked to Dan about how many games he's covered, just shy of 2,200, it's like, well, you may have Ron Boone beat. He goes, well, Ron travels. And Ron's like,
that's right. He can get more games in.
You see each other at game nights, but you're just so busy in the zone.
Right.
But he's right. He got to see everything up close. I mean, everyone. I'm sure he has stories for days. It's just hard to narrow it down when you have a short interview.
Did you get the sense that he's really going to miss this?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I mean, how do you walk away from such a storied, legendary career? And he's the guy that has done it longer than anyone in the NBA. I believe the PA announcer at the Lakers has been counting down, like, when is Dan going to leave? When is Dan going to leave? But Dan's been doing it longer than anyone, and he's a fixture, right, in this community.
And it's a legacy really hard to replace.
It's so hard to replace.
He even answered your question, the burning question of what led up to his retirement.
Right. Yes, that is the question. What led up to it? Let's hear what he says. So after all these years, what led to this decision to retire this season?
It's just been a long train running, and it's a situation that you get to a spot where you might think about a change and stuff, and the good Lord let my voice remain, and might be other things to use my voice for, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I've been doing it for quite a while, obviously, and so this is a significant moment for me, obviously. It just. This season will be okay. It was a tough decision to make, but it's going to be okay.
Probably hasn't totally set in yet, right?
Yeah.
When you're leaving behind such an amazing position and memories.
Right. Well, that last night that he announces a game.
is going to be
That's
tough.
when it really
and they're
sets in,
still waiting to announce when that will be. So they're going to be celebrating him throughout the season at games, and well, it'll be a sad moment for everybody, I believe. But man, what a legacy! And I do have to add one more quick little nugget that's kind of cool, because that voice, it's so iconic. Well, how do you sustain it, right? How do you maintain it?
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. He said ice water.
Ice water.
Right?
Like
no soda.
during the game?
Just before. He has a cup of ice water right there, right at his seat, and that's it. It's like he hasn't had, thankfully, knock on wood, other than laryngitis one time. He's hardly missed those games.
I guess I'll get some ice water.
I have
There
ice
you go.
water
Ice
with
water.
me all morning
Is that-
long, so maybe that'll help.
That's coffee, but I don't know.
All right. Well, Kristen, thank you very much. We appreciate a lot of great insight. We wish Dan the very best, too.
We do.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. We're going to miss you if you're watching
Definitely.
us.
Yeah.